Oops, sorry.
Don't be fat. I don't fit more of the handles or arms on my.
Falling off, so interruptions.
Oh, what is today is November 5th. Well, another 3 days. Monday is going to be 3 years.
Yeah.
November 8th, 07. So you're in here voluntarily, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
You wouldn't show up if you didn't want to come in here voluntarily, right? Because I'm not going to go out and pick you up and drag you in here. So, and I know you've been talked to several times, and this shouldn't take too long because you're going to tell me the truth. You got nothing to hide, correct?
Correct.
And what I need you to do is pretty much this November 8th, 2007, and if you would, I'd like you to start from about noon.
About noon.
And tell me what you did that day.
I brought my paper. Would you like to read that first? Because I ain't gonna remember everything. I don't know if you got a copy.
You don't remember?
Well, I mean, the order of things. You know what I mean? Or do you?
What paper are you talking about here?
That was a thing I had to do for August for Honeyside. I don't know if you want to read that first.
I know, but I would like a copy of it. I haven't seen this before.
Okay, that's fine.
Well, I'd like you to do just from your. I don't want you to read anything. I just want you to do it from memory.
Okay, start about noon. I'd be home about lunchtime. Probably ate lunch. Probably. I know I was playing the PlayStation football game most of the day until the kids got home. We went to the store, dollar store. Came back.
What time did you go to the dollar store?
Oh, kids get out of school. I think I left at 3, I believe. I went straight up there. Bought them 2 little laser guns. Came back. I remember starting a fire. Got a fireplace. My older boy, he had homework. I know he was doing that. Younger boy was playing on his video game.
So, starting at noon? Your boys were home at noon?
No, after school.
Okay.
Yeah, noon I was there, ate lunch.
But you were at noon. What were you doing until the boys came home from school?
Playing PlayStation, football game.
Okay. So you were home alone from 12 o'clock until the boys came home.
Mm-hmm.
What time do they get home?
I would say about 3:10, somewhere in there. I'm not really sure what time school got out.
And then you went, how long were you home before you went to the dollar store?
How long were we home? I'm not sure. I mean...
Well, I realize it's been 3 years ago. But it was turns out to be a big day in your life.
Yeah.
As well as a lot of other people.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a day that you're going to remember for the rest of your life. So I would think you'd remember a lot of details.
I don't know how long we were home before we went to the dollar store, but we went there, looked around for a while, bought a couple of laser guns, came back, went got some more wood out of the backyard to get a fire going. Son had homework. I think about what time. Wife got home, I think. 4:30, 4:45, somewhere in that area. She made dinner. Son was working on homework. I kind of helped him a little. Wife was going back and forth in the room. She actually helped. Remember that?
What's his name?
He was playing PlayStation with my younger boy. Trying to think what time we ate. Roughly around 6 maybe, somewhere in
And your wife got home, you say about 4:45?
Somewhere there, yeah.
And you weren't working that day?
No,
Obviously?
no. I can't remember the date, but I had my for it just completely went out. I don't know how many days before that.
What does that make you do?
And I just got to take a pill.
So, but you were working here part-time, correct?
Yeah.
Or as a reserve?
Yeah.
How often were you working?
I tried to work with, I think Freddie Nice was a donker. I liked working with him a lot.
You ever worked with Mark Shear?
I don't know. We might have drove around together once or so. I don't remember because he was always busy with other stuff. So I don't know. I think back then he was going through a lot going on in his life, I guess. I don't know. And we didn't, he's always doing his thing, so I always went with the other officer.
What do you mean he's always doing his thing? He was obviously working for the police department. Was he doing something other than that?
Office work or something. I mean, I don't know.
What kind of friends were you with Mark Shear?
Mark Shear? Well, when I was a reserve pigeon, I mean, we knew each other.
Oh, wow.
See, I was a reserve, I think, over there in 97, 98, somewhere in there. And, I knew Mark and over the years.
So you figure you ate dinner about 6 o'clock?
I think around there, somewhere in there.
Well, tell me what, from 6 o'clock on, what went on?
6 o'clock on, I know I was watching TV, I was watching the news. I don't know what all we did. Yeah, I mean, probably just watching TV. And I know it was going on probably 8 o'clock. Kids were getting ready for bed. We were getting ready for bed. And that's when the mother came over, somewhere around 8.
Your mother came over?
No, Joe, the mother.
Jodi's mother?
Yeah.
How well did you know her?
This acquaintance. Years ago I used to DJ at the Harvey. I remember her being there. She's friends with my sister.
Yeah. Okay. Which she came over and what?
Okay, she came over and said that her daughter hasn't been home for, I don't know, a couple hours. She was supposed to be home at a certain time. So my wife was there and she was just, you could tell that how bothered she was. So I said, I'll call Donker and see if he needs help looking, So I called Officer Donker and he kind of sounded, when I called him, he sounded, seemed stressed, maybe, I don't know, he had a lot going on or whatever. So I asked him, I said, hey, you need some help. So he goes, do what you got to do. I took that as a yes. So.
But you weren't supposed to be working?
I wasn't working that night, but I asked him if he wanted some help.
Okay.
Yeah.
But were you able to work as a police officer with that?
Yeah, because that was before, and I wasn't like, what I mean.
You were still off.
I was off work, yeah.
Were you able to carry a weapon?
I did have my weapon on my side, yeah. Which later I took it off because Donker asked me, you got your weapon on? I go, yeah. And I said, I took it off. He go, I guess it was my personal gun.
Okay. What kind of gun's that?
It's a 9mm, Beretta 9mm.
What equipment did the department furnish you? Could you mind taking your hand away from your mouth?
Oh, I'm sorry.
You're misunderstanding a few words you're saying.
Okay.
What kind of, what equipment did the department furnish you?
See, I had my own duty belt.
You had your own duty belt?
Yeah. Mace. Baton. I'm trying to think of all. I got a list at home, but I just uniform bags, all the dressing.
So, but you purchased your own duty belt?
Yeah, I had my
Holster?
duty. Yeah, I had that when I was over in White Pigeon.
Okay. And you had a set of handcuffs?
Yeah. Yeah.
Was that your own, or was that something we furnished?
They were mine, but they were a birthday present from Keith Cantrell. I don't know if you know him.
Keith Cantrell?
Yeah, he was reserve over in White Pigeon.
I was going to say that name sounds familiar.
Yeah.
You guys pretty good friends?
Yeah.
Apparently, if he's
Yeah,
buying birthday presents.
I mean, we grew up together.
Where's he at now?
I don't know. I have no clue.
Where was he living at the time?
3 years ago. I would say out on Quaker, I think. 3 years ago.
So, most police officers carry two sets of cuffs. Did you have two?
No, my case only holds one.
Mm-hmm. You only had one case on your duty belt,
Yeah.
one handcuff case? Were you in full uniform that night?
No.
You had your duty belt though? Or
No, I didn't have a duty. I just had a belt and my gun holster that I have. Just, a gun on my side.
Mm-hmm. Did you have a radio?
No, not with me.
No radio. How did you and Donker were riding together?
Eventually we were, but we always kept in contact by cell phone.
Well, you came down to the department and Donker was there? You didn't meet him at the department. You said you asked him if
I got him on the phone. I think the first place I went was to maybe DNS. Started looking around there.
You went there by yourself?
Yeah.
So that's before you went to the police department?
Honestly, I don't remember if I stopped here first or went there first. I'm not sure. I mean, Donker may know. I'm not 100% on that.
So you went to DNS?
DNS.
What did you do at DNS?
I went inside and I don't know how I brought it up. I said there's a girl missing. Asked them if I could go around the building. I went around their building. We were looking for a bike. But and then from there I left. I was heading back north. I think I went behind the buildings where the library is. Checked through there, looking for a bike out of place, which I did see a bike behind the Falcon Mart, which I mentioned to Donker.
That's one of the where it's closed now. I think it's closed.
Falcon Mart. Yeah, I think it's
right here in the corner.
Oh, yeah, right here.
Second and 131.
Yeah, I mean, I came up there because I went up the wrong one. Went up there, pulled into Falcon Mart, seen a bike there, kind of like I was sitting there by the building. From there.
So you seen a bike sitting there? What'd you do? Took the bike out? What'd you do?
I didn't actually go up to. I just seen it just sitting by the building, and I think later I said something to Donker because I thought we should go check it. We never ended up checking it wrong.
Remember what color it was?
No, I don't.
Whereabouts exactly was it sitting?
It was like leaning against the Falcon Mart.
But in front or in the side of the building or where?
Kind of like on the corner of it, I believe.
You believe? You don't know? Don't remember for sure?
I can't be 100% if it was on the side or on the corner of it. You know what I mean? I just remember seeing it and just.
But you're in your own vehicle at this time?
Yeah.
What kind of vehicle is that?
I got a Ford truck, pickup truck.
You still have that same vehicle?
Yeah.
So where'd you hook up with Donker at?
Down at the park.
Which park?
The big cannon park. We hooked up there. I parked.
Yeah.
Oop.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
I parked on the north end. I walked through there looking for a bike, didn't see nothing. Got back to my truck, started going out back on the highway, looked to my right to see a police car, which was Donker. So I went up to the red light, turned left, went around the block, came up to the south side of the park, and that's where Donker met me. Gave me a flashlight.
Okay, but originally when you were going through the park, you didn't have a light.
No.
So did you ride with him from there? Or?
No, from there I went up to the dollar store, went around that building, went through the baseball field, Diamonds area, went through there by the football practice field for rocket football, and then I think about that time he called me, told me to meet him down the Tumble Dam. There used to be a trail there where kids go through.
Mm-hmm.
Told me to meet him there, so I went there. He wasn't there. Called him on the phone at the PD, and I think about that time that's when I went to the PD. Then that's when we hooked up.
So you rode with him from there?
Yeah.
And where'd you go when you rode with him?
We went to DNS again. I think he had a picture. Donker had a picture at that time, and he went in there and asked ABC.
This one?
I don't know what picture he had. So, and then the ladies that were there, I think there was one lady, maybe two, I'm not sure, said they weren't the ones working earlier. So we went out on 131 heading north. There's a brick house, looked like an old church and a cemetery behind it. I guess the lady lives there, that works there. Talked to them for a little bit. Me and Doctor came back. Stopped at, okay, we're heading south now. Stopped at that gas station to the right. He went into there. I walked around the building.
You mean the one on the other side of the bridge?
Yeah. Okay. We went there. He went inside. I walked around it, looked around, got back in. I'm trying to think where we went from there. If I can remember, I thought we were, during that night in the trailer park, I thought we stopped at a house. I don't think if it's the same night. I don't know if it could be another night we're on duty at, you know. And I think we stopped at the gas place just east of Florence Road, isn't it? That gas station where you guys
where you
fill
gas
your gas, yeah. I think we stopped there.
Stopped there to gas up?
Yeah, I think so. I can't 100% remember, but I think we did. And then, from there, I think we went back to the PD. What happened after that? I think I went to my mom's house, where my sister lives, and I found a bike in the alley. It was just off here, a big white brick building, and I guess.
Which alley is that?
Okay, we're on this road here. You take a right. It's right around the corner here.
If you backed out of the garage.
If I backed out of the garage, went south on this road right here, take a right. It's the first alley to the left.
That runs up to McCann. Well,
yeah,
your sister was, right? Was that your mom lived there?
Yeah, my mom lives there. My dad passed away years ago.
Where was the bike at in that alley?
There's a bike. There's a big white brick building, and it was just before there because I'm shining my light everywhere, and there was a bike. I can't remember what the description of the bike was that night, but at the time, this bike looked like what they were talking about.
Were you aware at the time that that's the last place you was seen was at your sister's?
Yeah, earlier, yeah. She said that the kids was playing with her last. I guess Travis was the last to see her or something.
And that's your nephew?
Yeah.
Okay, so how'd you know it wasn't the bike?
Well, after that, I called Doctor to come down and say, because I think he had some of the family members here, if I remember right. I called Doctor, he said, be down in a minute. So while I'm waiting for him, I go around searching my mom's backyard or my sister's backyard, and come back, or they were coming. There's a tall black-haired kid. I don't know. Anyways, he goes, "Yeah, that's the bike." So we're looking, and another kid goes, "No, that's not the bike." And me and Doctor started looking, and realized there's grass growing up through the slopes and stuff, and it looks like it's been there a while. So after that, we went back down to PD, I believe.
Went back to where?
Back down here.
Oh, okay.
Was here for a little bit. Donker, I can't remember. He was talking to somebody, but I'm not sure. Plus, he was on the phone too, I think. So during that time, I said, I'll go check the boardwalk down to the river. So I walked down there, flashlight, checking behind the buildings. I walked down the boardwalk and come up, and I see two vehicles. I went down where the boat landing is, went clear around the whole boardwalk thing, and up, which would be behind here. Before that house was here, there's a big hole.
No, you were walking?
Yeah. And I get back there, and I come up, I'm shining there where I check the skate park and everything, and I noticed two cars there sitting, and I think at the time, either my sister called me or I called her, and I remember saying, "Hold on a minute," or whatever, because I don't know who these two vehicles are. And I realized it was the mother and the group of them. So, I get up there, I'm talking to him, and I guess, this is the part, and I'm sure it's on tape and line and stuff, which bugs me still today. When I walk, there's a white car and a Camaro, or a Firebird, or whatever. But I walked by, and I can remember, I had a flashlight, I just glanced real quick, back seat, through the car, and I remember someone sitting back there. And I go, "Oh, good, you found her." And they go, "No, that's the neighbor kid." So, meanwhile, okay. I walk up towards the hole, and she asked me to, shine the flashlight.
Who did?
And, so I'm shining and stuff like this.
Where was she at when she asked you to shine that light?
She was closer to the hole. When I first walked, he had two tall kids, which I have paper right on.
Yeah, I got one.
And okay, let's say this is a whole car, street, car, side by side. White car was there, Camaro or whatever, Firebird. Two tall guys were here.
No, they were men or kids? Tall kids?
Kids, teenagers. Two girls were there. I don't know who. If I seen pictures of them, I'd know who they are. Mother was kind of over here. I forgot everybody. I'm not really sure where she was at the time. Somewhere in there next. When I came up, I walked by. My mother started coming over, and I remember too. I said, "Good, you found her." And to me, how bothers me to the day, because I just kept walking by, and she goes, "No, that's a neighbor kid." So okay, we started talking. She asked me to shine a flashlight in the hole, so I did. Can I stand up? Is that all right?
Sure.
Okay. When I was over by her, and I come around, we started talking. Three women, two others, they stood right there in front of me. The mother was here, so I started talking to them. I can't remember what all we said, but for some reason I don't know, and I can kick myself in the ass today, but I started flashing my light back at the car, because Frida looked back like that. I'm thinking, okay, something just drew me to the car again. So I shined my light, and I stepped over a little, and the mother came around here, so we started talking again. But And then I started walking. Well, I wasn't walking to the car yet. I was shining for a little bit. And then I started walking towards the car, and the two guys get back out of their car, and they come up to me too. You know?
No, the two guys you're talking about are the kids?
Yeah, the teenagers. So they come up to me too.
Okay.
So anyways, I'm standing there, and I'm actually talking to Mom now. They started talking about something, so I wanted a better description of the bike. But today, you know, can I say what's on my mind? Anything.
That's why I wanted you here.
Okay. To me, I felt something wrong there. You know, and I don't want to accuse anybody of anything because I know what it's like to be accused. But a kid in the car, this blonde-haired kid, and I didn't go back and look, and that's what, it's tearing me up inside. But the kid, if you had a kid in the back car, that kid's going to be moving around, doing this and that, The kid just sat there.
Oh, how old a kid are you talking about?
I don't know. I mean, it's not a real little kid,
Male or female?
I don't know that either. And that's what...
You're talking about a kid in the white car or a kid in the
white car, back seat.
This car.
And that's what, over these years, is just, it bothers me so bad that, what if that was her, Because that whole scene down there just...
So then, if you think that was her, then you're saying Mom and the other people were involved.
I know, and that's a hell of a statement to be saying because, and I pray I'm wrong, but in my heart it just, and I said, okay, let's check the cemetery. Remember her asking me, are you going straight there? No, I got to check in with Donker. And it bothers me.
What did you say about the cemetery?
I said, when we're down there, I said, okay, let's go check the cemetery.
Why did you say that?
Because we checked everywhere else, And so I said, okay, let's go check there. So and they asked me, are you going straight there? I go, no, I got to go talk to Donker. Let him know where I'm going. So, but I don't know. There's something about that scene right there. It bothers me to the day, Because that means all of them would be involved. And that's hard to...
Quite a few people there.
Right.
I'm assuming that those two youngsters behind that vehicle are probably her brothers.
I imagine. I'm not sure.
And Mom and Mom's friends.
There's a sprayed in two other kids.
That'd be pretty difficult for that many people to
I
keep
know.
their mouth shut for this long.
I know, but I just... Because I remember, later down after that, it was... Or her sister asked my sister, why do you think it bothered Ray so much? Do you think he might have seen her earlier that day? Or, earlier, and was afraid to say something? It's like, to me, that's thinking, well, were you trying to get some information out of my sister? Because maybe I really did see something, and I just... No, I'm not 100% sure. Me and my wife's talked about this over and over, I'm thinking...
I don't recall you mentioning this to Lonnie Palmer.
I didn't.
Why not?
I thought I did,
Well, you just got through saying you didn't.
I said I didn't.
You just got through telling me you didn't. I said, why didn't you mention this to Lonnie Palmer? And you said I didn't.
I don't know if I did. I don't know if it's on the tapes or not.
So then you don't know whether you did or not.
Oh, no. I don't know if I did or didn't.
Okay, you leave there, where do you
go? Police station. And I let Donker know and say, hey, you're going up there.
So your truck is parked where at this time?
Police station.
Okay.
And I hop in my truck. I head down this alley.
What did you tell Donker at that time?
I told Donker we're going to go check the cemetery.
Okay.
So I go down this road and up the street and get to 5 Points, I think it's called.
Mm-hmm.
And the old park there on the right-hand side, I get out there, look around, turn left, or, up towards the cemetery, across the tracks. I turn left into the first road, and I'm going real slow, both windows shining everywhere. And also, Ed Steinbach, one of my friends, he lives right there in that house.
Which house is that?
It's that big big huge house next to the cemetery. On Florence, right there, right next to the cemetery.
Okay.
Anyway, he calls me and I tell him, I say, hey,
He called you?
I think so, because he seen me, seen the truck, and he put it in there. I'm shining everywhere. He was out in his balcony thing. His line, back then it was kind of closed in. He called it his lion's den or whatever. But he called me and asked, and I said, we got a missing girl. And I think shortly after that, heard a scream. Pull up a little more, heard more screams. I turned to the right, and that's where everybody was.
No, he called you, and shortly after that, you heard screaming?
I think I was still on the phone with him.
Where were you at the time when he called you?
I was right in the first row when you first pull in.
So he's seen you driving. That's a pretty quick phone call. I mean,
he didn't instantly call. I was going slow looking, but he called during that time I was there.
you didn't see any other vehicles at all when you pulled in there?
Yeah. I seen
You
a
did
bunch
see.
to the, that'd be the east side of the cemetery.
And how many did you see over there?
Vehicle was, at least 3 maybe.
And just before you heard the screaming?
No, I think I seen him once, I heard it, brought my attention that way. When I turned, and I seen the lights in the vehicles.
Were you driving with your windows down?
Yeah, I think so.
Was it cold that night, November?
I think it was chilly. I don't remember, but
So you heard screaming, what'd you do?
well, I think I was still on the phone with him. I said, hey, I gotta go pull up a little more.
You didn't tell him you heard screaming?
I don't remember. I don't remember if I did or not. I probably didn't. But then I get up to the road, it goes to the east, and that's when I heard more screaming. I look up, and there they all were.
He didn't say anything about hearing. Yeah.
No, I don't think so, unless he...
But he's out on his balcony, right?
It's a closed-in balcony thing. He kind of made it himself, because they don't smoke inside the house, smoke outside.
Alright, what'd you do after you heard the screaming again?
Once I seen everybody running out, I put the truck in park and jumped out, started running towards them. And that's
Whereabouts were you when you parked your truck?
as soon as I turned, I don't know. It was, okay, there's the road going to the cemetery, and it goes that way.
Let's say this is Florence Road over here.
It's the first road going in.
Centerville Road over here.
Okay.
That's your buddy's house?
Yeah, right here in the corner. Okay, as soon as I pulled in there, when I pulled in this way, just a little ways, I seen everybody in the distance. I jump out, start running towards them.
Okay, there's another drive there. Were you on this side of the drive or on this side of the drive?
I don't remember that drive, so I probably was on this side.
Well, what'd you do when you got over there?
I started running up towards them, seeing the mother holding her. That's when I was on the phone, Donker, and as I'm talking to him, I turn around and there he is, right there. I guess Ed Rosita said as I was coming in this way, going up, running up there, Donker was coming in the other way, I guess on the other side.
You had your gun with you when you were out there?
I put it in the police car. Trunk.
That wasn't, when you're back here by the soul, that's not the first time you mentioned the cemetery, right?
When I was back where?
Back here in Zamon's house, when they were building the house.
Right, did I mention cemetery earlier?
Yeah.
Yeah, to Donker.
Why didn't you just go check the cemetery?
Then, I don't know. You have to ask Donker that. When we were driving around, I go, kind of like we didn't know the night was going to end up that way, but kind of joking around because it was just after Halloween. I go, let's go check the cemetery. I can't even remember what I said. I got a bad feeling or whatever. But we didn't go in there, and that's one thing I never got to talk to Honker. Why didn't we? Why didn't we go check it? You know.
But then after Donker goes to the PD, you're by yourself. Why don't you just go check it if that's what you were thinking about doing?
Before down here, or
well, no, when Donker went back to the PD and you were by yourself.
When I was over here, though, right? Correct? Is that what you're asking?
I don't know where you were at.
Okay. Before I went back, why didn't I just go straight there?
Yeah. You wanted to check the cemetery. Why didn't you go check it?
Because I needed to check. I wanted to check in with Donker. I don't know. I mean, he was tied up, you know, figured he'd go with me, but he was tied up, so I went.
You afraid of going to the cemeteries by yourself?
Am I? I don't know. I was kind of afraid to walk back there to the boardwalk, you know, even though I had a flashlight. But this whole thing down here, that's what bothers me. I hope I'm wrong. I pray that I'm wrong, you know. But to me, I wish it could be checked. And I don't mention it in there either, I guess. And
well, yeah, that's the first time I've heard that mentioned. And boy, I've been reading a lot of reports.
You know, there's so much that went on there, and I don't know. I've been talking to my wife about that constantly. It's like,
you've been talking to your wife about that?
Yeah, just that what happened down there. It's like, you know, I'm going to kick myself in the ass if what I think really is the way it went, you know. And then why I didn't go back and check, I don't know. I don't, you know. But something down there just, it bugs me, and you know, like I told my wife, you know, I hope at least they check, ask questions about that down there, you know. I said, man, they can even use me too if they want to bring me into the room, and it's worth a shot, you know. I don't know. It is. To me, it's worth a shot. I want this thing, probably more so, I know you guys want this all, but I want this thing so solved because it's personal. Now I'm getting letters, you know.
I'll talk to you about those letters when we get finished here. Else?
Before that night?
Well, was she there after that night?
Jodi.
Jodi.
Oh, I thought you meant the mother. No, I don't think Jodi's ever been to our house. I don't think.
Was
right.
Did he see her that day?
I think he did after school. I'm thinking right.
Did he ever talk to you about Jodi?
Has he?
Yeah.
Not really.
I mean, before she was murdered.
No. Not that I can recall.
When that body was found, what'd you do out there at the scene?
They had me take the area off.
Who did?
I don't remember now. Somebody handed me the tape and started taping.
You weren't in uniform. They just handed.
Well, whoever handed it to me, I don't know if it was Donker or whoever, they knew who I was. And they had to tape it off.
Mm-hmm. So in these interviews, you have to ask some personal questions, which unfortunately we have to do.
Mm-hmm.
How do you get along with your wife? How is your marriage? How has it been? How long have you been married?
6 years now.
Been married 6? So, what happened? Well, I read that separation order from the court, and I've got a copy of it someplace, and I don't have it with me here. But it seems like you were rather violent in that marriage.
Violent.
Oh, yeah. Well, let me put it this way. Look, reading that thing, you were a real asshole.
Yeah, well, that's her side of the story. I could say the same too, you know.
About her? Yeah, I suppose you could.
You know.
But I'm going by what the court paper said. And you probably remember what they said.
I remember reading it.
So, you have interest in other women? That's what I'm told.
Do I have interest? What do you mean? Just like...
I'm told that you would have an affair at the drop of a hat if a woman was interested.
I flirt with women. I mean, I don't know if that counts. I mean, we have people over our house all the time, and I, tease them and stuff. I mean,
you ever approach any of them when your wife's not around?
Have I ever approached a woman?
Mm-hmm. At your house? You have parties there?
Sometimes, yeah. Little karaoke parties.
You ever approach any of those women?
During the night? I mean, I didn't know they're drinking.
Yeah, I'm trying to hit on.
I don't know, I might have, you know.
Yeah, you wouldn't remember that?
I mean...
So, of course, you're like any other guy. You have interest in women. Well, now that's not all bad. I'd rather see you have interest in women than guys. What about young girls like Jodi?
No.
No?
No.
One thing that bothers me is those politics. And whether you did it or not, I really have a feeling you know more than what you're telling us. And if you're protecting somebody, that's silly.
God. You know what? I wouldn't protect my own family. I would not do it. I've been trying to pump information on my sister off and on, just to... Because you know what? I feel she knows something more because she had kind of like a nervous breakdown after that. I tried over time, try to pump things out of her, and because the other day, I was asking her, I said, you know what, if you know anything, you got to tell me, because now, I didn't tell her about the letters, I just said, it's getting pretty personal,
Why didn't you tell her about the letters?
I didn't know if I should be spreading, a problem to you guys. I mean,
did you drive through that cemetery before the body was found? Did you see anybody else driving a gray pickup truck around there that night? And if I told you somebody seen you driving out of there before that body was found, then that's BS.
Yeah. I never went in there. The only time we were near there was, I think, when me and Doc was up near the gas station, or at the gas station.
But neither one of you thought to drive through the cemetery at that time.
No, I wish we would have. Why we didn't. 11-year-old girl. Who could do that? I don't know. Believe me, I want to know just as much as you guys do. This has been hell for the last. We went through hell from the get-go, you know. I mean, I don't know you real well, but you know what? If I knew anything, I'd tell you. You know, I wouldn't cover it up for anybody. I don't care if it was somebody in my family or over at my sister's house. If I knew something, I'd be the first one to drag their asses down here. I even told Honeysuck that.
I watched the video from the cemetery when she was buried yesterday. You took that pretty hard.
Yeah, I did.
I mean, you took it harder than some of the members of the family. I find that weird.
No, it bothers me because basically we failed our mission, you know. We didn't find her, and then we didn't realize it was going to end up that, you know, like it did, you know. And then this thing, that still haunts me.
Well, I didn't see Docker breaking down. Maybe it's just
I'm from this town.
You're from the south?
This town.
So you think there's everybody there just about was from this town. I didn't see anybody breaking down like you did. We just found that kind of odd.
It bothered me to the max.
And it still bothers you.
Oh yeah, it does. You know, I always think, you know, what if it was more of my kids, you know?
Mm-hmm.
You know, my kids right now are scared to. My son's 14. Kind of afraid sometimes to walk to school. He's 14.
November 8th, 2007. November 7th. What did you do November 7th?
Was it the day before? No.
Yeah.
So,
The 7th would be the day before the 8th.
well, one of them days, I know I was up here, we had a training class or something.
You were here at the PD?
Yeah.
About what time of day was that?
It was in the evening. I don't know what time.
About earlier in the day.
I don't know.
Were you home all day?
The day before? Probably up to the time I had to come here.
Did you have any walkie-talkies?
Do I have any? Kids might.
The kids might.
I mean, we've had walkie-talkies over the years.
Mm-hmm. You ever use them?
Yeah, I'm sure.
What'd you use them for?
I remember one time, me and my son, he took one to school while I talked to him. In between classes, he'd get on, you know, I'll be home, you know.
So the day before, on the 7th, did you talk to any women on that?
I did talk to actually two people.
Mm-hmm.
I think one was somebody passing through town, and the other one was some woman kind of flirting with me. You know, to me, I said, you know, I thought, okay, I gotta know who this is, you know. And I told the person.
Why did you have to know who it was?
Because they asked who I was. And I said, you probably know me, you know. I've coached in this town for over the years, and you know, and I thought it was someone playing with me.
Did you try to find him?
Did I try to find him? I don't remember.
You don't remember?
Try to find him.
No, I mean, how often do you talk to some woman on a walkie-talkie? You try to get set up with her, or what?
Did I try to get set up with her?
Yeah.
No, but I remember trying to wonder who it was. I mean, I got the best man.
So you wondered who it was. What did you do to try to find out who it was?
Remember?
Did you ask her where she lived?
I might have. I remember at the time, I just, you know, I felt like someone was messing with me, someone that knew me, you know. I don't, you know.
So you don't remember if you drove around trying to find her? Seems like I'd remember something like that.
I might have.
I mean, unless I did it,
yeah,
you do it all the time? Do you do it all the time?
No, I don't. You know, I remember going to the store, if I would have drove by I could have. I mean, you know, God.
So you might have tried to find this person.
To see who it was. Yeah, I might have. I mean, I might have drove by.
Did you ask that person how old she was?
Did I ask? It was according to who was talking to me, it was an older lady.
Mm-hmm.
You know, which I thought was one of my friends or somebody knows me messing with me.
Has anybody ever asked you this before?
Hmm.
The FBI didn't talk to you about it?
I don't remember. I don't recall. You know, I ain't gonna lie. I'm a flirt, but I mean.
Well, a flirt's a flirt, but weirdo's a weirdo.
Yeah, I understand.
You know, it's a little strange to be talking on a walkie-talkie and just, you know, try to find out where they're at.
Yeah, I understand.
So if you were doing that the day before, were you doing it the day Jodi disappeared?
No.
Were you out trying to pick somebody up?
No, I wasn't, sir. No, I wasn't.
You understand why
I
we're
understand.
interested
Yeah,
in you?
yeah. Oh, yeah. But I don't remember asking about it.
You didn't ask what she looked like?
I can't recall. I don't remember.
I find it hard to believe nobody ever discussed that with you before I asked you about it.
Mm-mm.
So, what happened after that body was found? After Jodi's body was found, what happened then?
After I
What
taped
you-
area with me,
that night?
we went into the crime lab thing.
You went,
Inside it, they took me and knocked inside it. There's a bunch of officers in there.
okay.
Took information. Came back here to the PD after that. I think that's when I talked to Lonnie. He talked to me that night. And after that, went to my house. They actually took my clothes, and we came back to the PD.
Did they take anything else from your house?
Like, what do you mean, clothes?
Handcuffs?
Yeah, they took them too. Took my clothes.
Did they take your DNA that night?
No, they took it shortly after that, I guess. Mine and my son's, up at the state police post.
Both of your sons?
No, just my older boy.
How old's the other one?
He was 7 at the time.
So this is what time of the night?
Well, I don't know. I mean, it was early AM, whatever the heck it was, you know. We were down here for a long time.
Mm-hmm. Did you call your wife, let her know what happened to Jodi?
I think during that night I did get a hold of her, if I recall, or
By the cemetery.
I know they were on the phone for quite a long time. I thought maybe I talked to her and said it's going to be a while. Be down here, so.
And told them to call her.
I
find that weird.
I
First thing I'd do is call my wife, and that's what most people do. Why would you call a friend and say, hey, call my wife?
I don't know, close friends, you know. I was tied up with
closer to your friends than your wife.
you know, I was tied up with what was going on there, you know, and just, you know. I don't know if I did talk to my wife. I'm sure I did during the night, you know.
want to take another polygraph?
Too long, I'll take whatever you need to take. I'm not hiding nothing.
I prefer to have, it's not that I have no faith in Dave Gizzy, but he's already given you two. And I'd rather he didn't give you another one. I would rather schedule it with the state or another polygraph operator. You're willing to do that?
I've been, working with you guys with,
Well, a lot of guilty people work at the place.
Well,
I'm not saying you're guilty,
I
but
understand.
Just a few things are a little questionable.
I know.
I'll be honest with you. You're I don't know if you're aware of it or not, but I'm going to have some help on this case starting in January. And what we're going to do is we're going to start all over again. Because when I got involved in this, I didn't get involved in it until June of last year. So I'm coming in, I stepped into pretty much the middle of it. As these new investigators are going to do, and we have to get together and start from the beginning again. So you're probably going to be talked to again.
That's fine.
But we have to do that.
Yeah, talking to Lonnie and Honey said,
We're going to need 100. So you think I ought to talk to your sister again, huh?
Honestly, I think so.
Why do you feel that she may know something that she
because
hasn't
she's close to that group, the mother, and it just catches me funny that shortly after that she had kind of like a nervous breakdown, whatever she had. And to me, sometimes I wonder if she knows more than what she's saying. I try to pump a little information here and there without really agreeing on her, but I think you should.
What's her husband's name?
She's not married.
Was he her boyfriend at the time?
No, I think it was John. Maybe she was married at the time, though. John.
He's been interviewed too. What's her boyfriend? How old is your sister? I'm sure I got her date of birth in here somewhere.
I think. She's got to be 6-7 years younger than me. I'm 43. She's got to be somewhere in there. I don't know. Maybe she's 37.
No, that's all right. I'm sure it's here in the report. And that letter that you received?
Yeah.
You ain't got nothing to worry. I know who that is.
Are you serious?
Yeah. That person came and talked with me. And you've got nothing to worry about. That's been taken care of. I'm not going to tell you.
Okay, you don't have to tell me.
But that's
the kids and stuff. That's what we were worried about.
You ain't got nothing to worry about.
Okay.
Trust me. I don't trust you, but trust me.
Yeah, you can have a copy of that. I'd like to keep a copy.
Yeah. I just want to I'm surprised that you gave it size on it, and we have mountains of paperwork, and I haven't ran across this.
Yeah, I had to do that for Huntington.
That's good. So, I'm going to go ahead and get you scheduled for a polygraph, but boy, you're working 5 days a week?
Mm-hmm.
How long have you been working there?
Started July 12th.
Is there any possibility that you can get an afternoon off?
I can check.
Because I can't get them set up on a weekend. And they're not as quick as the county. I could probably get somebody tomorrow to do it. But with the state, because they have so many of them, we have to schedule it in advance.
Would I have to miss the whole day, or?
Well, I'll be honest with you, I don't know. I'd have to speak with polygraph operator, because they generally take, a good 3 hours.
Okay.
The one you took over here took a while.
Yeah.
But I need, we're eliminating people, and you need to be eliminated.
I want to be eliminated.
Because, it's just it's...
Well, let me... That it beat me up and out. I told him, I said, damn, I'm not going to jail for someone else's bullshit.
Jail.
Well, they beat me up or something. Take a nightstick to me.
No, but seriously, we have to.
I know.
We've got so many tips and so many people too. It's a process of elimination.
I know. My wife. I remember when I took them polygramms. My wife, she's in the other room talking to other officers, and they had asked her what's bothering him.
Yeah, there's a few strange things going on with you in our eyes, and we have to get it straightened out. But if you do know anything about it at all, Ray,
if I knew something right now, I'd tell
you. Make yourself a hero. If you.
Well, I want to be a hero, but I'm asking you.
We don't necessarily feel that you did it.
I know I did.
It does look like you know something about it.
See, and that's what I'm wondering if this is bothering me so bad. And I pray that you guys check on this. If I didn't say this to Lonnie,
so you're thinking that Jodi might have been in the backseat of that car?
In my heart, yes. In my heart, I really believe that, but I can't prove it. Me and I talked to my wife about this. We talked about it last night too. So I gotta. If this wasn't brought out before, I gotta bring it out, because what if I'm right? What if I'm right? It sounds so. Because I told her, I said, all these people got to be involved in. They all got to know. But it's just too funny how the events, when that was going on down there. It's just. Why would I go by the window and say, "Oh, good, you found her," unless something. And then I kept walking on. She goes, "No, it's a neighbor kid." Okay, produce the neighbor kid. I want to know who the neighbor kid is and who was back there. Was the kid sleeping? Because they weren't moving around, And like I told my wife, I said, man, I hope, because in the past, information I gained at first, it got back to the mother. And I'm saying, man, it can't get back to her, because these people need to all be together in a group and question however you guys do it, was there a kid, or who all was there and this and that. If they mentioned a kid and this and that, okay, who was it? And if you want me to come in, man, I told my wife, I can come and say, if you try to get a confession out of them, if it really did happen that way,
So what you're telling me is there's two males
behind the white car,
standing here, and there's two women,
right there,
females, standing here. Joe Carver's over here.
Now, Joe Carver's mother, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, I've always called her Joe. Okay.
Call her what?
Joe.
Joe.
Okay.
Yeah, Joe.
Okay.
Carver.
And Sabrina, I'm not 100% where she was at. She had to be back in here somewhere.
So there's another person here somewhere.
Yeah, Sabrina, I don't know where her last name is.
So we've got 4 women here?
Yeah, the 2 guys.
And we've got
person in the back seat.
Person in the back seat. But you don't know whether it's a kid or a child or an adult.
It was a kid. It wasn't no adult. It was a kid.
The color of the clothing?
When I was standing out there with the flashlight, I'm thinking they had something dark on, white shirt.
Something dark on and a white shirt?
From the distance, the shirt stuck out. The white did. So they must have had a jacket on or something.
The shirt stuck out. What do you mean stuck out?
The white. You see more white than you could. anything else. But even as I'm standing over in front of the car, I shine my light a couple times. You couldn't see the face. You know, they were sitting in the back seat, however they were. You couldn't. But I just don't get it. If it was a kid, the kid would have been moving around. There's no doubt in my mind. You know, and why didn't the kid get out?
White shirt and what else?
Blonde hair, dark
Blonde hair.
What kind of jacket? I don't know. But I just remember the white stuck out the most. All I'm asking you is,
Long blonde hair? Short blonde hair?
I just remember blonde hair.
What are you asking me?
All I was going to say is, all I'm asking you, will you please check in on that?
Certainly.
Because if I'm right, besides kicking myself in the ass, because I didn't go back and really check, it just bothers me. Something about that, something wasn't right.
But you're telling me there's 1, 2, 3, 4
Four
females.
girls, 4 females. Somebody in the car,
Two guys standing behind the vehicle. You don't know whether they're kids or
teenagers.
And there's a
Tall,
young person in the back
seat.
How do you know it's a young person? Just because they're small?
Yeah, I bet, you know. I mean, if it was an adult. But it was, you know, it hadn't been a kid. And she even said so. She goes, it's a neighbor kid.
You asked Joe who it is.
Well, when I was walking by, I go, oh good, you found her. And then she goes, no, it's the neighbor kid. And I just continued walking.
But she wasn't down in the hole?
No, she was just a little distance from it.
Okay. You're positive.
Am I?
But she wasn't down in that cellar? Well.
No, am I positive the mother wasn't down in the hole?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know. She was, I mean, it looked like a big hole. You know, she was standing there.
And you all left at the same time?
Yeah, I went back to PD and they went to the cemetery.
But did you go back to the PD before they left, or?
I was walking. They got their vehicles, I guess, left. I walked to the PD.
So there's no chance that she walked down into that hole after you left?
Oh God, I don't know.
But you seen the vehicle leave?
No, I can't swear that I've seen the vehicles actually take off. No. I just know in my heart and soul something wasn't right there. I didn't, you know, like I told my wife, I try to go through this over and over and over, and I think, why would I say, oh good, you found her, you know? I don't know. But why I didn't go back to the car, that's what bugs me the most. Why didn't I? Was I scared that, you know? I don't know. But it's weird, later down the road, I think it was her that asked my sister, you know? Like she was trying to get information out of her. And that, to me, it was kind of weird. I just, like I said before, I just hope this gets checked, because what if I'm right, you know? What if I am? You know, I don't know who killed her, but to me, something about this, I hope I'm wrong, but what if I'm right?
I will see to it in the polygraph you're asked about this.
Okay.
But you never mentioned that to anybody else before.
Like I said, I don't know. I thought I talked to someone about it. Maybe I don't know. I really don't.
Well, maybe
my wife asked me too, because I'm not in detail there, you know. this means a lot to me because I feel something wasn't right there. And I'm going to kick myself in the ass if it is true. And that means everybody there was involved. And that, see, hello, I just see her at the bottom on TV sometimes, and it just gives me, we don't go down them things, because I got mixed feelings on that because of this down here. But man, if you want to use me to, for whatever, you do it. Because I just, my feeling in my heart, I feel that was her. I do. Boy, if you don't use me to come into the room and try to get a confession out and say, I can say whatever, I can say, you know what I seen down there. Use me for whatever you gotta use me for. Because if it is true, one of them got a crack, they got to. But if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. And, you know, at least I'll feel better that okay, it wasn't.
You actually believe her mother could have killed her?
I don't
Or
know.
knew about her death and cover it up?
Do what?
Knew about her death, how she died, and cover it up? Who killed her?
I don't know if she knows who killed her. All I know.
Well, what you're saying is what you're telling me is you think it may have been her in the back seat.
Yeah.
So if it's her in the back seat, Mom knows about it, right?
Right, but I don't know if she knows if, you know, who the killer is, if that's what you're asking. But I know she'd be covered, you know, that would be a cover-up.
I mean, if she didn't know who the killer is, why would she go to dump the body in the cemetery if she had her in the back seat?
I don't know. As I know from what my sister said, you know, the reason why Jodi was at my sister's is because she was out getting stoned. You know, I don't know if that's in any reports, but that's what I'm saying. You need to talk.
How do you know that?
Because my sister told me. She goes, that's the reason why Jodi was at my sister's, because she's out getting high with her friends or whoever. You know, that's why I'm saying you got to talk to my sister more.
I will.
I want you to.
I will. Because
if I'm right on this, my gut feeling, whole heart, soul, I just believe that was her, and I hope I'm wrong. I'm not sure.
You think something could have happened at Ann's house?
Could have something? I don't know. That's, you know, doctors asked me before, have you really talked to your sister and this and that? I don't know. Actually, I haven't. You know? Well, you know, my sister or not, you know, something happened there. Someone's got to say something. Somebody has to say something.
So have you talked with her?
I've talked to her here and listened to it, you know, a little bit. I haven't gone into, like, sit her down and just constantly drill her. No, I haven't. But the other day, you know, I asked her, I said, Anna, you know, because I knew I was coming here. I said, you got to tell me. If you know anything, you got to tell me right now. You know, you got to tell me. And you guys need to talk to her. Because if she knows something, she's got, you know, she's got to say something.
What about your brother Randy? Would he be involved anyway? He's got a couple boys that were, you know, Travis.
Boys were there, but I don't think my brother, you know, I mean, me and him ain't close. I just found out from my wife that he got busted for meth or something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Both of them did.
Really? So, yeah. He's got his own world, you know.
You guys aren't close.
No. He went his life for the drugs and stuff, and, you know, he's done my dad wrong over the years, you know. He stole my dad's, I remember one time he stole my dad's retirement watch. salt for a bag of dope. We had to go get that back. You know, brought my dad blind all the years. I think they made amends before he died, but you know. Like I said, man, I'm not your enemy. If you want help, you just tell me what to do. You know, in my heart, I believe this. I really do.
Well, we'll be looked into. Probably should have.
Thank you.
But the reason, I told you, the reason that we question you is 2 polygraphs, your idea to go look at the cemetery, and
Well, I know. But to me,
you're driving around the day
What's-
before with
so-
the walkie-talkies trying to pick up some chick, and it's just weird.
I know.
You're a little weird.
I guess I'm weird. But I tell you what, there ain't no way in hell, man. I will help you guys know whatever you want me to do. You know, I've done everything I've, you know, Lisa asked me to do, and I don't know, whatever you want me to do, that's all I got to say. I'm just not going to jump for someone else's bullshit, I know that.
Well, why don't you go to jail for somebody else's bullshit? I want
Tell
the
them,
person who did it.
can I have that? Can you make a copy so I can have it on me? Okay.
We're going to make a copy.
Alright.
You can do it.